This is Surya Pratap Singh, and today our project presentation on Arduino based fingerprint door lock software biometric, which is present by Ashok Kumar, Chetan Balwara, Manish Kashyap, and Surya Pratap Singh under the guidance by Assistant Professor Mr. Pramod Patidar. This is the content: history of fingerprint, introduction, principle of operation, software design, pattern recognized steps, hardware design, hardware equipment, verification steps, simulation model and result, advantage and disadvantage, which is discussed in later. This is the history of fingerprint. Human fingerprints have been discovered on a large number of archaeological artifacts and historical items. In 1788, a detailed description of the anatomical formation of fingerprint was made by Mayer. In 1975, the FBI funded the development of fingerprint scanners. This is the introduction. A biometric identification system provides an automated method of recognition an individual based on their unique physiological characteristics. Arduino is a prototype platform, means open source, based on an easy to use hardware and software. It consists of a circuit board which can be programmed, referred to microcontroller, and a ready-made software called Arduino. Fingerprint authentication refers to the automated method of verification a match between two humans, because each human have unique fingerprints. This is the principle of operation. In principle of operation, the design of security door lock using the fingerprint technology was built around a microcontroller unit, which is the main part of whole system, which read in fingerprint from the fingerprint scanner. Fingerprint scanner is input device and grant access to a protected compartment only to pre-registered fingerprints. The fingerprint scanner serves as the main input into this embedded security system. Fingerprint read are compared to those ones pre-programmed into the memory, and ones who not pre-programmed into the memory can do not access it. A detent signal is occur of the microcontroller. When a match is made, the microcontroller outputs a high which activates the transistor relay which is used for sending the signal, switching stages that controls opening and closing of the motorized door, granting access into the protected building. A alphanumeric crystal display (LCD) is used in the design to show the operation status of this embedded security system. By defaulting, it display a welcome message requesting to that user who enter a fingerprint, and when a match is made, it display access granted, otherwise it display access denied. Means no one can, other person which is not in pre-program in the memory cannot access it. So this is a protective system. Now I request to my group member Ashok Kumar for presenting software design.
Thank you, Surya Pratap Singh. This is Ashok Kumar. Today I represent software design of Arduino-based fingerprint lock. The software that drives the microcontroller was done using the C language on MATLAB compiler from the microchip technology. The coding was segmented into various modules. First, the module that drives the LCD screen. This instructs the LCD to display status message and other message like place finger. Next is the module that drives the fingerprint scanner. This instructs the scanner to first register users and allow the input fingerprint to be compared with the pre-registered fingerprints. The pre-registered fingerprints are saved on the IC register of microcontroller. An alert is sounded whenever a fingerprint that is not found in the microcontroller memory is placed on the scanner is an introducer. Now we discuss about block diagram of fingerprint door lock. The LCD displays the message like enter fingerprint. After this driver circuit fingerprint scanner is operated. Fingerprint scanner collects the input data and reports it to matching pre-registered data. The PIC controller in which the pre-registered user's data is stored. When the input data matched with the pre-registered data, relay operated and shown the accept and door lock open. If the pre-registered data is not matched with the input data, relay operate. In this condition, alarm is sound on alarm sound on, that means data is not matched. Now we discuss about pattern recognize steps. PIC controller, it uses separate bus for instruction and data along simulations, access of program and data memory. Second, fingerprint based door lock. Our proposed to fingerprint based lock system is reliable and very secure that will not only ensure safer environment but also as lifestyles. Fingerprint identification. The analysis of fingerprints of matching purpose generally requires the comparison of several features of the print pattern. There are three fingerprint identification: first arc, second loop, and third hole. The reeds arc is the reeds enter from one side of the finger, rise in the center forming an arc, and then exit the other side of finger. Loop, the reeds enter from the one side of the finger, form a curve, and then exit on that same side. Hole, reeds from circularly around a central point on the finger in the hole pattern, reeds from circularly around in finger. Now I requested to my group member Manish Kashyap to explain hardware design.
Thank you, Ashok Kumar. My name is Manish Kashyap. Today I represented hardware design. First point, the electron lock is connected with one of the output port of the UNO, making the network with the relay allow the switching between the 5 volt and the 12 volt electrical component. Now we have changed the Arduino UNO to the laptop of for registering fingerprint. We require the connection with the computer for assigning the ID to the print. 126 different fingerprint can be involved into the system to open doors, open placing and registered finger, the lock unlock for 5 seconds. An incorrect input will not open the door. Next slide. Hardware equipment. Arduino UNO R3. Arduino is an open source hardware and software company, project and user community that design and manufacture design board, microcontroller and microcontroller kits for buildings digital device. Servo motor SG19. It is tiny and the lightweight with high output power. This servo can rotate exponentially 180 degree 19 each direction and the work just like the standard kites but smaller. You can use any servo code hardware or liberally to control these servos. It comes on with a 3 hour and hardware scanner. People have the pattern regards on the finger. This fingerprint cannot be removed to change every fingerprint is different from any others in the world because there are the countless the combinations fingerprint are much used for identification. Next slide. This is equipment as figures: a Arduino UNO R3, B servo motor AG19, C scanners. This is construction of operation. You can see that operation step by step. Step first, scanner red wire is connected to point terminal and orange wire from 3-point terminal. Step 2, yellow wire is connected from 3.3 volt and brown wire is connected from ground. Step 3, white wire connected from 5 volt, black wire is connected from 8-point terminal. Step 4, power cable is connected from Arduino plate. Step 5, fingerprint scanner is finally attached. Now I requested to many book member Chetan Malwara for presenting verification step.
Good afternoon, my respected sir and dear students. Thanks to Manish Kashyap. The previous slides is explained by the Surya Pratap Singh, Ashok Kumar and Manish Kashyap. Thanks to my all group members. In these slides, I am just explain verification steps. Firstly, I am explaining verification process. It is a very important process because this is decide the lock is open and closed. The verified fingerprint is matched with the stored fingerprint. The door lock is open, and the fingerprint is does not match with the verifier. That lock is does not open. Verification steps. First point, fingerprint verification process. For verifying an enrolled finger, we placed finger against that was already enrolled. If Arduino recognizes that fingerprint, the door will unlock. Otherwise, the door remains locked. Second point of verification steps. Fingerprint deletion process. To delete any fingerprint, type the IDs in the serial monitor and will delete that fingerprint. In this slide, I am just explain simulation model and result. In this slide, show the servo motor program. The servo motor program is applied to the Arduino board. The Arduino board is give the input to the servo motor. The servo motor rotates 360-degree angle continuously 3 to 4 rounds, and door lock is closed and open respectively. In this slide, I just explain advantage and disadvantage of fingerprint Arduino based fingerprint door lock. First, I am just explain security. Security wise, it is a vast improvement on password and identity cards. Fingerprints are much harder to fake. They also change very little over a lifetime, so the data remains current for much longer than photos and passwords. Easy of use. For the user, they are simply and easy to use. No more struggling to remember your last password or being logged out due to leaving your photo ID at home. Your fingerprints are always with you. Third point is system failure.
Scanners are subject to the same technical failures and limitations as all other electronic identification systems, such as power outage, errors, and environmental factors. Cost. It is true that fingerprint recognition systems are more cost effective than over, but for smaller organizations the cost of implementation and maintenance can still be a barrier to implementation. This advantage is lessening as devices become more cost effective and affordable. Thanks to my respected sir, and thank you my guide Mr. Pramod Pajidar sir for help the prepare our project and guided. Thank you sir.